This is Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 12th meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, it's 5:48, and I'm calling to order the meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. And can we have roll call, please?
Mary Lee Neary. Here. Angela Reynolds. Absent. Bailey Chavis. Absent.
She's excused.
Tristan Boger.
Here.
Andy John Davis. Here. Daisy Levy. Excused.
Yeah.
Faye Moore. Here. Latanya Troutman.
Here, just made it.
Laura Henderson. I'm here. Nancy Mulhauer.
Here.
Phil Kohler. Yes. Tim Bauer.
Here.
Brian Debney.
Hello.
Hello. Clarence Halsey. Absent. We have a quorum.
Great, thank you so very much. Okay, I'd like to call for approval of the April 14th, 2022 minutes. Would somebody make a motion for that, please?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes for April 14, 2022.
Thank you, Faith. Will second that?
Second.
Tony, thank you for seconding that. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We have one reappointment to our commission, and that's Faye Moore. Do we have somebody who'll make a motion to reappoint Faye to the commission?
I move that we reappoint Faye Moore to the commission.
Laura, thank you for making the motion. Who'll second that?
I second reappointment of Faye Moore.
Thank you for that. And everybody who's in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And thank you, Faye, for your service. And you've been a very integral part of the solar panel installation process that we've been involved with so many neighbors. So thank you for being a champion for solar energy.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, moving on to project teams, solar power options for city government. Tristan, I know we've been having troubles forwarding emails to you, and I apologize for that. I just want everybody to know that we did receive a response from Aaron Born-Grabber, who's the assistant planning director. And Tristan hasn't been able to view that because there's something that he's not able to get that email, so he gave me another address and we'll try again. Is there anything you wanted to say about this, Tristan?
I have nothing on my end.
Okay, thank you very much. I really do apologize for that. And thanks for providing me with another email. So hopefully I can get that to you now. Okay, we're going to skip the funeral homes and crematoriums because Bailey Chavis is not here today. We're going to skip the next one because Philip isn't here. I did talk with him. He was interested in having a ride in the fall. And Ed Shen of the Michigan City Park and Recreation Department was he looked upon this as an extremely favorable activity and said that his department would like to partner with us in having a ride along the Singing Sands Trail. And it's all in the name of publicity and getting the word out regarding the wonderful trail that we have going through a portion of Michigan City at this point. And people may have noticed that construction has started around the Friendship Botanic Gardens.
Oh, yes.
All of that's torn up there. That's the bike trail that's going through there. And supposedly it's going to go down Martin Luther King Drive.
Yeah.
And this took me by surprise because I thought it was just going to go along Highway 12.
It goes all the way through to Carwick, and I heard that too, and I guess it'll swing back out somehow to back to 12. But
And I think Michigan City is only responsible to Carwick. And then after that, it's going to be LaPorte County is going to have to pick it up from there because Michigan City limits go right there along Carlick, is my understanding.
That is interesting, because that is switched over to on the other side of Carwick is the 6th ward.
Yeah, there's a portion of it over there, right? So I'm just glad to see the project continue to move forward, and this eventually will be a trail that will go from the state of Illinois all through northwest Indiana to the state of Michigan. So there'll be hundreds of miles of trails that will be available. So, okay, response, we did receive a response on the expression of interest submission that Daniel Pointer and I sent in. Unfortunately, we were not invited to apply for the $1 million grant, but Daniel has signed up to be on an ongoing list of other opportunities that will be coming up in the future. Okay. Solar United Neighbors, these numbers have remained the same. I think the only thing we'll be looking for are the people that have received contracts, that have signed contracts. Those at some point in time should actually be moving to installed status. So, so far, the numbers keep coming to me the same every single week. So, we did have like about 10 more people sign up this time. It was like 61 this time. Last time was 53, if I'm remembering correctly. The number of people that received estimates was higher, and then when we're done, if everybody comes through, it should be about the same number of installations. So it's really funny, after this thing's closed, then everybody starts asking about it. Everybody wants it right after the closing days. So Dan, he promised me that there is going to be a round 3. Okay, we just don't know when that's going to be happening. So let people know, just because it closed February 28th, there is going to be another opportunity for people to be involved with this particular project. Okay. Continue promoting Soul Smart Silver designation with partner Indiana University Resilience Cohort. We've got some really nice coverage recently in the newspaper due to this. I did put down the 2 links here. That when Andy and I went before the city council and made a presentation, we got a really nice article in the LaPorte County Herald-Dispatch initially, and then that was followed up. Jeff Mays actually wrote that, and then there was a follow-up in the Northwest Indiana Times. Doug Ross wrote a really nice article, and the article that Doug Ross authored, that was picked up nationally by Soul Smart, and that was posted on their Facebook page, and they were also going to be sending out a press release about that. They contacted me. They want to actually write a case study about Michigan City, so then that will be a part of their permanent record of cities that have gone through the process and gotten the designation. So we sort of go back and forth. When they're available, I'm not. When I'm available, they're not. But then they'll get taken care of. And I'm getting a case study written about a project in your city that's really, it's very special, I can say that they picked us out and decided we were worthy of actually having a case study. So I don't have any ideas at this point, so if any of you have ideas of how to keep this alive and keep spreading the word. The one thing that came out of this that I think is really important is we have a link now on our website page that's called Getting Started with Solar. So anybody that's interested, if we hear these people that are, concerned that the date has passed, that they're able to become involved, they can go onto this link. We have 3 videos posted regarding Solar 101. Any type of document that they would need is posted on that page for the permits that are required by the planning and inspection department here in the city. All of that stuff is in one place, so it makes it really easy for people now.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Marquis Electric was awarded contract for installation. Is that the goat parking lot installation?
that's the dog
Okay.
parking lot installation, and that was one article I forgot to pick up when the redevelopment commission appropriated the funds for that. They did mention that the Michigan City Sustainability Commission did write the initial grant and receive the equipment itself. So we got press there too. So we had lots of mentions in the press this time. Okay, so I'll find that other article. And then Faye, the article finally showed up. Doug Ross had written an article when you had the open house for
Right.
Solar United. I finally found it. It popped up.
Well, I saw it when he did it, but then it disappeared so quickly, yeah.
But I found it again.
So it's back on there?
It's back on.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place.
No, but also, I think what's is gonna help us, so, you know, on television, they've been advertising electric cars like crazy on TV, so I think that's gonna help also. And then I do know one person that is waiting for his electric car here in Michigan City,
Oh, okay.
so, we'll see.
Yeah. And that will require installation of a charger at the home, so.
And I think that's what he's getting right now, is the charger.
Great. Okay, any questions or comments about sole sponsor designation? Oh, I did get the plaque replaced, I had a big gouge in it, along with a scratch, and they did send a new cover for that. So I'll need to contact somebody here at City Hall to actually get that installed somewhere. Okay, moving on, U.S. Department of Energy, National Renewable Energy, that's a laboratory, okay. Tristan, you attended that last meeting with Ed and I, so would you bring us up to date on what's going on with that?
Yeah, so we discovered that if once we go over everything, the summer months are 100% going to be workable, and we're going to be able to produce. Winter months, we can actually get a fairly large amount considering it's winter about 50% there, which is quite considerable since winter's like more cloud cover and less sunlight.
And then the other thing they're going to do in our, when they put together our proposal, they're going to list various options we have, like battery storage versus sharing with the grid, and then pulling energy back. So they're going to be looking at various options for those electric vehicle chargers down at Washington Park and Beach. So, yeah, it's very exciting actually. And Ed Shin and I did have a meeting with NIPSCO probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they had contacted the engineer within NIPSCO who's responsible for projects like this. So our next step will be to get him in touch with Scott Scott Belding at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, so they can start talking with each other and figure out what role NIPSCO can play, in this particular project.
How is this project going to be financed?
There's going to be grants coming from the federal government, specifically for things like this. So hopefully when those start coming down, then we'll have a proposal already prepared and we'll be able to submit it to the federal government. You know, it's my understanding a lot of these may not even require matching monies, it just depends. Okay, but, yeah. Okay, any other comments or questions on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When I first started with the solar power project, it was originally, the idea was to help with the crime in the dimlit areas. So it was a target for streetlights.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering how can, in any of these projects, but particularly this one hopefully, is it a way that we can kind of merge that into this project? I know when there's questions, and when I first started with the solar power project, it's different because it is the actual streetlights, but I do know of studies or another project similar, and I believe it's in Michigan, that they did, but they were able to provide the community with more streetlights. And so I'm wondering if there is a way that we can merge that into this project or another project, especially because we have people who are concerned with the newly changed laws with the handguns coming up July 1st, I think it is. So I just wanted to know, I know that's like something we can't respond to or get started to meet that time frame, but I think it's definitely worth the conversation.
Yeah, and I want to acknowledge that your question is a valid and significant one, thank you. And this particular project is specifically for electric vehicle chargers. Okay, so it would exclude, including something like streetlights. Okay. The government, when they're doing something, many times they'll focus in on one thing. And this really, the bottom line about this is to get communities ready for electric vehicles. That's the aim, for this particular project. And right now, some of the concerns for people that have electric vehicles is the range they're able to drive right now. And this is why specifically we targeted the Washington Park Beach and Zoo, because that's a place where people would come in to visit, from outside the community. So actually this would provide a service for people that are looking for a place to be able to charge their vehicles while they're here. And that's also why we chose to put the electric vehicle chargers in the Uptown Arts District, because that also would be an area that people would be coming to from out of town and looking for an opportunity to charge their vehicles. And while they're there, we're hoping they will go to some of the restaurants and the shops and the galleries and spend money in Michigan City while they're taking the time to recharge their vehicles. So. Okay. I would say to Nikki, if you're interested, keep your eyes open, okay, for other calls for funding that may become available, specifically for streetlights, in areas that may have a higher crime rate. Okay, carbon neutral Indiana. Let me see. Oh my gosh, Daisy's not here, and Angie's not here either. Okay, they named the table at the Earth Month Extravaganza, and they actually got 15 sign-ups that day. It blew Danielle Pointer away, 15 sign-ups. And already one person has become a subscriber. They're in Porter, Indiana, but I look upon us as a region, so anybody that signs up is helping, our whole Northwest Indiana region reduce our carbon footprint. So that happened. Daisy and Andrew, they did a wonderful job. They really did. I think the last time Dan went out, he got less than half of what they did. So they did a really great job with that. And a number of the people were from Michigan City, so hopefully we'll get some people in town to become subscribers also. And this is just a reminder, who needs to schedule an assessment or get an update, Daniel's available and ready to do that. Okay, I'm sorry that they weren't here to share that wonderful news. Setting regional sustainability climate goals and actions. Okay, I attended the first meeting of the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, NERC, in partnership with Northwest Indiana Region Resilience. It was held on May 5th, and I'm not gonna report on that right now. It was our initial meeting, and I'll just have to say I was very confused through most of it, because we're supposed to be setting overriding goals for the whole Northwest Indiana corridor, and it seemed that people had jumped from the overall what we were supposed to be doing down to very specific details. And those very specific details are supposed to be handed back to the communities for them to decide how they're going to implement the overriding goals. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Kathy Sibyl and Kathy Luther and also Jennifer Birchfield to see what they figured out.
When is the next meeting?
The next meeting is June 2nd, Thursday, June 2nd, 1 o'clock, and that's a Zoom meeting, so if anybody's interested, I can forward that on to you. Okay, so we're,
Only Zoom?
yes, this is only Zoom, this meeting here, yes, it's only Zoom, so Laura and Andy, and I think Daisy will be able to join us too, because she'll be out of school then. Okay. And then the last time I got the notice very late on that.
You said Kathy Sibyl, Kathy Luther, and who was the third?
Jennifer Birchfield. And I think Jennifer more or less is the coordinator for the project.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay, and then we're down to caught you being green. This is Andy's.
Well, not as much with Caught You being green, but the Earth Month Extravaganza was a big hit. Such a big hit, we outgrew it possibly on our first go, but outgrew our location. But there was probably around 300 attendees, and 20 not-for-profit organizations were there, either with tables or information. We had the Herald Dispatch had an article, I meant to bring that, after. So it seemed like a lot of people really had a good time, and everybody that I spoke to that tabled seems to want to come back next year. So we're looking at expanding that, making it a little bit bigger and better. But all in all, I think it was a pretty good success. And thank you to all the commissioners and everybody who came and helped set up and, had a booth or, helped to just tell everybody about it. So thank you so much.
I'm just so impressed with the excellent job you did.
Oh, excellent, thank you. I love getting people together, so really, I could arrange these little things all the time.
Yeah, and everybody had only highest praise, from an organizational standpoint, from the number of organizations that participated. You blew everybody away. Andy.
Oh, well, thanks.
So I want you to know that.
I appreciate that, but I really couldn't have done any of it without all of you, and I'm not trying to blow smoke, I'm serious. So, thank you, I appreciate it, I really do. I'm not brushing off the compliment. It was a great time though, so I can't wait to do it again next year. And everybody who helped, Angie and Tim, especially with getting everybody together, and setting up and all of that. So it was a great time, so thank you.
No, thank you.
So,
And in addition to Daisy Lee and Angela Reynolds, who did the Carbon Neutral Indiana, I want to acknowledge Faye Moore, who was there with the NAACP LaPorte County table. Thank you. And then also, Laura Henderson was there with the Michigan City Tree Board, handing
Give
out
out
lots of
trees.
free trees. So thank you for being there with your crew to do
so
that.
much fun.
And then you were at the first farmer's market too, and you handed out trees there.
Yes,
So how did that go?
great, very good.
Did you get rid of all of them finally?
No, there's still a few trees, 4 species of trees, and they're available at Beachside Gardens until they're gone. They're still free. And they are bald cypress, red oak, white pine, and river birch. I think it's river birch. So those are still available.
Great, and that's a garden side?
Beachside Gardens.
Beachside gardens.
Yeah, 12 and
That's probably more road.
I think so.
Eastwood, it's more
Eastwood,
road
yeah.
on one side and
Yeah.
Eastwood on the other, right there on the corner there. Okay, so people that said they missed the opportunity, there may be some free trees still available there. So thank you very much.
So they're gone.
And planting trees definitely reduces our carbon footprint, so plant green. And also if you're looking at planting pollinator gardens, information on that is available on Save the Dunes website. And they have you can do a download, or you can just look online. They will tell you native plants that you can
Man,
put in your yard or small business. And also they have some designs worked out too. If you don't know what to do, then they have some really nice landscape ideas in that particular guide also. It's extremely helpful, it really is, yeah. And then if you think you have a piece of land that has a number of invasive species or any invasive species, volume 1 in that particular series is dedicated to invasive species. And when you pull those out, what you can plant in place of those invasive species, that's volume 1. And then volume 2 is the pollinator garden guide. Okay, very good. Okay, we're down to, oh, you're supposed to do that.
Yes.
I'm coming back to you.
Back to me. We are taking submissions for the Nora L. Schultz Tribute Sustainability Award that was inaugural last year, thanks to Tristan's idea and Nancy. And yes, we're taking submissions. You can email me at andie.jd@yahoo.com with submissions. This will be on, obviously it's recorded, and we'll put it on our Facebook page, or you can message me on Facebook if you have any nominations, and if anybody here has any, and I do have one. Should I announce it today, or wait? Okay.
In fact, we're not going to announce them. They would go to the committee that makes the selection. We don't want to make anybody feel bad that get it.
Oh, no problem. So get me your submissions by, well, through June, so that by our July meeting, we can present the award, and our July meeting will be, what, July 2nd, Thursday of July, which I don't know exactly what that is right now. Because I have a paper. There we go.
July 14th.
so they have to come before July 14th?
Before July 14th.
Probably a week before.
Mhm, so we have all of the
July
rest of May, yeah, right, by July 7th then. That's
So the deadline for submission will be
committee.
July 7th,
7th.
which is a Thursday.
Is there a formal application online?
There is not, it was just a general recommendation last year that we did, so,
So we just send you an email
an
with the
email with
person's
the
name?
person's name and contact
And information.
Because, yeah, I would have to know how to find them.
Is there, what's the qualifications for the award?
Any anybody that lives in Michigan City area, anybody, I guess, that could be on the commission, as far as, you know, our location. So Michigan City Area School District, I guess I would say. Really, there is no real qualifications. We would like you to be, you know, a citizen, an average citizen, and not already involved like we are in the environment. Perhaps, you know, someone whose job it's not already to be in the environment, like last year with Nora Riska and Mike Kilborn. They don't do that for a living, they just started cleaning things up. So ideally, it would be, you know.
And ideally, someone that cleans up their neighborhood without someone asking them to.
Right.
Not just their yard, but they go beyond their yard and clean up the, you know, a couple of blocks, or they go to a park and clean up their park. Like, you know, we have several parks in several areas of the city, and the city's not doing a very good job, so sometimes the people that live in the community go to the city and clean up the park. They do. And they still sometimes go to the beach and, you know, pick up trash at the beach. So those kind of people like that walk and they pick up trash as they walk.
Yeah. And I would say too, it doesn't have to be limited to cleanup. It's in the spirit of Nora L. Schultz. You know, she was just average citizen that saw a problem and decided to solve it, okay? So I would say anything that reduces our carbon footprint would be appropriate. So, you know, think outside.
Gardener.
Think outside of the box, yeah, gardener.
Someone who does artwork, specifically like reclaimed, something like that.
Recycle, somebody that recycles a lot.
Yeah, so anything like that would be appropriate. But we're trying to get, you know, average citizen that, as Andy said, this isn't their job. You know, this is something I'm concerned for our community to decide to take on. Okay, great.
Tristan?
Would a small business be qualification, like qualified, or are we just looking for like?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, small business would be fine also, yes, absolutely. So, and I did find the two articles that were written about the Earth Month extravaganza. So one was the announcement before the event happened, and then the other, was it 9 photographs they posted?
There were a lot.
There were 9 photographs.
Yeah.
And it took up the most of 2 pages in the LaPorte County Herald Dispatch newspaper. So that was really great
Maybe
coverage.
a copy.
I didn't get a copy, did you?
Oh, I did, my mom gets some.
Oh, she got it, okay. I've
Thanks, Mom.
seen them online, but I haven't seen them in the newspaper. So really great coverage. You know, look at all the press we got during Earth Month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles at least. So awesome. Good job, everybody. Yeah. It was a great Earth Month. Okay, commission comments. Does anybody have a comment they would like to make?
Of course, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question regarding?
The $1 million grant that we did not get.
Well, we didn't apply for the grant, we just sent in a letter of intent.
Yeah. I was wondering if we know who was invited to apply?
No, we don't,
Okay.
and they don't announce that.
Okay.
Now, when they pick the 2 winners, we'll know that. Okay.
Because it would be interesting to see what those communities are up to.
Absolutely, yes. And the feedback we got is we weren't chosen because they thought that what we were proposing would take longer than a year. So, I don't know. That was the feedback we got. You know, and they said that they definitely wanted to include underserved populations. So, I don't know how you're gonna do that in less than a year,
Yeah.
you know. The only thing I can think is there may be communities that already have things in process, you know, in motion. That's the only thing I can figure out. So, but as always, you know, we had a lot of partners we were able to send in. You know, people we have been working with and continue to work with. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see the final 2 that they pick. Okay, yes, Mr. Dabney?
Yeah, just a quick question. How many charging stations do we have around Michigan City? Do we have it mapped out?
There's some of them now.
Dominique Edwards and Don Prisbalinski and I did an inventory before we applied for the 2 charters that we got through the Indiana Volkswagen Mitigation Trust project, and we had like 10, I believe, no, 12, there was 12. And the thing that we noticed is it was a ring around the outside of Michigan City, and there was nothing right directly in the middle, so that's why we chose the Uptown Arts District as sort of ground zero to place chargers where there weren't any already, okay? Tristan?
Yeah, to add on to that, there's a possibility of one in the Woodland area.
Where?
Like, Woodland Ave, it was like, I don't remember the business name, but it's like Nika something. And they had, it's like, there was a charger there.
Is that for public use or private?
Yeah,
Okay.
public.
Do you remember some of the locations?
Of course, Meyer, that's where the Tesla bank is at. Franciscans, the new hospital, there's a couple plugs
There's
there.
one in that outlet.
Yeah.
At the outlet mall?
Yeah,
There's
Only
one
one?
there. Only one, yeah.
There's one
And then there's one at the Old Lighthouse
Yeah,
Museum. I keep checking on that one, and sometimes it seems to be operational, and other times
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to be operational, so it's like.
105 South Woodland Court.
105 South Woodland Court.
Court, yes.
So, and that's,
And that's on Woodland Ave, correct?
Yeah, it says Woodland Court, so I would presume, yes, it's on Woodland. It was,
I think it's one of those, I think it's one of those residential things, they're along Woodland Ave there on the south.
yeah,
There's some of those apartments and whatever that have the,
Those duplexes that are sitting out there
Yeah.
across, okay.
yeah, they have the
There's a
drive,
dental office in there, there's some other things in that, I can see something over there.
yeah.
it's like by offices, but I would presume public use.
That's gotta be where it's at.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
So, sounds like that needs to be added to the inventory then,
Yes.
correct?
How long does it take to actually charge? You know,
It's all varying depending on levels. There's level 1s, level 2s, level 3s. Level 1's like your basic, level 2's is like slightly faster. That typically takes about like maybe a couple hours, and then the ones that are minor, those are level 3 superchargers. Those take about 30 minutes.
About the, at Franciscan, is that level 3?
I'm not sure.
No, it's a level 2.
Level 2.
So it's gonna take a couple hours there.
And what about the ones we're getting to go parking?
It's level 2.
Stop at Meyer, get on for about 15, 20 minutes and keep going. So, you know, I was saying those times he gave are like from dead to fully charged.
Actually, it depends on your charge, but even if you're like at, like at 80, it can still take 30 minutes, because when a car's charging, the higher the percentage of charge, the slower it gets over time, because you need less voltage.
Absolutely.
So the chargers we'd be looking at for Washington Park, Beach and Zoo would also be the level 2. Anything else?
Oh, yes. I don't know if the public has seen it with the council meetings that we have the ordinance on there to get you guys paid a stipend. One of the commissions that had not been paid. I was kind of shocked when somebody told me that. So now we have that going through the city council right now. And that's going to be, all of the members here, except for the council liaison. We can't get any paid any money, anything like that. So that's going through. It looks like it's going to be positive with the rest of the council. So I don't see us having any issue getting that through. So
will we receive a letter or something and tell us to sign up?
to sign up.
Well,
After it passes, then it's gonna be our responsibility to come down here to City Hall and fill out the
okay.
paperwork. I wouldn't wait for them to contact us, you know. I would
So
just-
is it on the third reading, next week?
I think we're on
This week?
second.
Second reading?
I think we're second reading, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's been read one time already.
So do we need to be there to encourage you guys?
If you wanna hoop and holler, it's all good. I mean, the more the merrier for me, but like I said, I haven't seen anybody that really had anything disparaging to say. Because we've done this before, you know, we did the Women's Commission and others as well, so I don't see any issue. Not a funding issue at all. We got this unappropriated balance in the budget, so I think we're good.
Well, and I want to point out that it includes the student commissioners too.
Yes.
So it'll be the easiest $50 you've ever made come into a meeting.
They take taxes out.
And it comes to be $42 or something like that, so, anyhow. Councilman Danny, thank you so very much. And to you, to Dahlia Zugas, and also to Michael Mack for taking that on. And also the president, Angie Nelson Dyke, she also signed on to be a co-sponsor on that. So thank you. When we put the commission together, we actually did put in our ordinance that we would not be paid because we didn't want that to be a stumbling block to starting our commission. So that's why we did that. Okay. Which reminds me, we really do need to update our ordinance because there are some things that are not working. So if anybody's interested in doing that, let me know. Andy expressed interest. Is there anybody else who would be interested in working on an update of our ordinance?
Working on what?
Update for the ordinance.
Oh.
And, you know, it's just if you have an interest, it's not a have to, okay? I am well aware of what's not working, so, you know, tackle what we need to tackle.
And with the updating of the ordinance, I'd say take a peek at it, tell me what you want, and then I hand it off to the attorneys, and they go from there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I've gone out and tried to write my own before, and it was a ugly experience.
Well, we have the ordinance, so it's just taking some of the clauses
Right,
that
right.
need to be changed. The one thing that's not working at all is with our student commissioners, it should run from an August to an, you know, September to August term, so it's coinciding with the
Right.
school year. It hasn't been happening like that, so it makes it very difficult when people are advancing grade-wise, you know, or whatever else, and then we'll have to take out the clause that we don't get paid, and then, you know, whatever else.
I don't know, I'm not a student anymore, don't tell nobody, but anyway. Wouldn't that be like September to May or June, like for graduation and stuff?
Year.
Yeah, instead of like August, just wanted to acknowledge that, because that's usually when, like if you're getting out, you're preparing to go off to college, if that is the case, or if you're younger than that, then you're kind of doing your little summer months thing. But I just wanted to let you know, whatever I would help you bonsai, that document.
Okay.
Daniel son.
Nancy is the official bonsai person.
Nikki and me, okay. And then once we do that and get that pulled together, of course, we'll bring it and present it at a meeting for everybody to take a look at. Okay, the reason I was doing the September to August is because the student commissioners are actually appointed by the principal of the school. So honestly, we usually don't hear until September who the person is.
Right.
Because school starts in August, and with the beginning of school, things are so in flux and flow that nobody's really concerned about an appointment to the city commission.
Yeah, I was referring to like the September to August, like if you're, that's like covering all the way through, so like not the start, but the end. I get the September part, but I just was a little confused by the August, but definitely understand.
The August 31st, September 1st, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, anything else?
Yes,
Any commissioner comments? Yes.
Yes,
okay.
I would like to say, shout out to Just Transition. They were at the Earth Day, and we had a meeting for the community. They have now set up a community group and a community at the table or something like that. Excuse me, I thought I had cut that off. So anyway, so there's a petition called Protect Lake Michigan Communities from Toxic Coal Ash. And we were like, if you haven't signed that petition, please sign that petition. If you type it in, I found out on the Google, it'll come up. But if you go on the North, so I sent all the commissioners the link from their Facebook page. Stop it. I sent the commissioners a link that you guys can click on that and sign the petition if you haven't signed the petition. Because we already have 1,385 signatures. We only need 215 to reach the goal of 1,600 signatures of Protect Lake Michigan Communities from Toxic Coal Ash. So please go on Northwest Indiana Just Transition or the Action Network and go to the Protect Lake Michigan Communities from Toxic Coal Ash and sign the petition and send it to your friends, relatives, and enemies.
I'm glad Faye brought this up too, because this is an issue that's kind of bubbling under the surface. Just Transitions is getting involved. This is going to explode.
Oh, yes.
They had issues out there in the pines. Where that
Yes.
coal ash got the wells out there. Bad. This is bad. And this is going to be real big coming around here pretty soon. So we need as many people's eyes on this as possible. There's some real bad things that can happen over there with this coal ash, and it's not cleaned up 100%. So.
Thank you, Councilman. And thank you, Faye, for bringing that up also. Okay, any other commission comments? Okay, public comments, any comments from the public? Okay, appear to be none. Announcements,
I have one.
anything green coming up?
Saturday, at LaPorte County Fairgrounds is one of the 7-in-1 recycling for LaPorte County. All LaPorte County residents, they take styrofoam, hazardous waste, go on their website or their Facebook page to get all the details, but it's a 7-in-1. So it's all the difficult to recycle stuff. I think I said styrofoam a couple of times. That's a biggie for me. So check that out. That's it.
And that's all the hazardous chemicals too, and household cleaning products.
Meds, hazardous waste, sharps,
Tires.
tires, yes, tires.
But it's only 8 to 1.
Yes.
I'm like, wow.
They do have several of them a year,
I
so
know, but
sometimes it's scheduling the people that come out, like the hazardous waste people, they can only, they're specially equipped to handle all of that, so.
Yeah, they'll have various semi-truck trailers out there that will be open, and they're able to load what you're bringing directly on those, and then they carry them off that day, so. Okay, I just want to make an announcement. Northwest Indiana Green Drinks is still meeting, and we're in a permanent virtual format. And we're going to continue that and not go back to in-person meetings because we've been having over 100 people join us via Facebook Live. And for our Zoom meeting, we've had between 40 and 50 people every single time. So we're reaching so many more people than we used to, so we're going to continue doing it. June 2nd, which is a Thursday from 6:30 p.m., we're going to have Chris Kraus, who's the executive director of the Shirley Pines Land Trust. He'll be there presenting, and I'm always very excited when we get an executive director to come and be with us for the program. So we're getting people ready to get outdoors and enjoy our conserved spaces and places. So please consider joining us and invite other people also. That can be found on Save the Dunes Facebook page. Or if you want the link, then you can send me an email. It's nancyforvision@gmail.com. It's nancyforvision@gmail.com. And I'll be very happy to send out the Zoom link for that particular presentation. Okay, any other green announcements? Shall we repeat again the trees that are still available, Laura?
They are white pine, red oak, bald cypress, and I think river birch.
And those can be picked up at?
Beachside Gardens, which is on Route 12 and east side,
Eastwood, I think.
Eastwood. So that's going east out of town.
Thank you very much. It is 6:38 PM. Would somebody like to make a motion that we adjourn the meeting, please?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting, please.
Nikki, thank you. Will somebody second that, please?
I second.
I'm gonna give it to Tim this time because he's tried numerous. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Oh, I keep waiting for somebody to oppose their adjournment. But it's just-
I oppose.
Yeah, you better watch out.
Thank you so very much, everybody.
You know,